Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to our little gathering here today. I'd like to, first of all, introduce our general manager, if you haven't met her. This wonderful lady here, Michelle Saunders, is our new general manager.
Hi, everybody.
I've put her up front with us, and that's how we're going to conduct all of our board meetings from now on. She's a very important first line for our community, and I want everybody to know her. And as you know, we as a board give her guidance, but she's actually the general manager that runs the show here. And we just want to make sure that you understand how it works, and we give her a lot of guidance in the way the community, we get the guidance from you, the people, but we'll be giving her your guidance through us. And she's going to start off the meeting, so I'm going to hand it off to her.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I am so happy to be here. I've met so many of you. I've gotten such a warm welcome, so I appreciate that. I do live here in Port Orange, so I'm local. I'm, like I said, very excited to be here. So I'll get us started just with a couple house cleaning items. If we could have all cell phones off. We do have a lot of people in the room. We have a lot of things to cover, so if we could turn cell phones off, that would be greatly appreciated. So we're going to go ahead and do a roll call of our sitting board to verify a quorum. So we have Paul Holmes.
Paul Holmes, Vice President.
Sue Larkin. Paul Damiano.
Paul said he's on.
He's here.
We have to work with a silly phone system. Normally, we have a better phone system at our office, but it doesn't work here. So
Yeah.
we're going to try to make this work too.
Yes, so we have Paul, so we do have three. So we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at 4:04 p.m. And if everyone will rise, we will start us off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we do have this meeting being recorded. We will, thank you to our volunteers doing our AV and videography today. I appreciate it. Just letting you know that we do have, members have a right to speak. We had a lot of you that signed up. It is a 3-minute time limit. We're going to try to stick to that because we do have a lot of people in the room today. If you wish to address the board on any non-agenda item, you can do that during the open forum. Again, 3 minutes. And yes, next thing is proof of notice. The meeting was noticed 72 hours in advance in accordance with your bylaws in 720. And with that, I will turn it over to Paul to continue chairing the meeting.
Hi. To start off, before I get started at all, I'd like to, before I say anything official within official business, I'd like to acknowledge and thank both Jim Clark and Eileen Weingram for their time and service as volunteers for this board. Thank you very much, both of you. Now, if any of you are following the meeting the way it's been printed out, we're going to just change one thing, and I'd like to make a motion to move appointments of vacant board positions to the first item on the agenda today. Do I have a second?
You have a second.
Any discussion? That's by board members. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Paul said aye. Let the record show that we will address that item first. We've decided to add 2 board members today. There's numerous reasons why we feel it's necessary to have a 5-person board up here. Michelle will be addressing them later in the general manager's report. So I'd like to go ahead with item 2, appointment of board positions. And I would like to make a motion to appoint David Gall and Bill Archer to director positions of the POA board. Second?
Second. You have a second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we got 3 votes for that. I'd like to welcome David and Bill. Come on up, please. So, obviously, it's been a busy week for Paul, me, and fortunately, I when people found out that some board member positions were going to go vacant, these guys stepped up, so did a few other people, and fortunately I was able to meet them for the first time. I've never met these two guys before in my life, I don't think. I don't know, maybe just wave sometime, but I don't know them. But they volunteered their time, and their credentials, if you haven't seen them on the we sent it out in an email about noon today, are exceptional. These guys are great guys. I have the meet and greet afterwards, hosted by Susie and myself, and specifically to meet these guys, if you haven't met us, and of course meet Michelle, that's what it's for after the meeting. So let's see, going on, I'd like to start out with a simple statement of board policy for us. It's just simple. I've got 4 items here that I think it's easy to follow. And first is we need to be neighborly. What I mean by that is you need to talk to each other. And when we discover a problem, if we just talk to each other, I think that's the best way forward. A lawyer's cease and desist letter is the last thing I want to do. We don't want that anymore. I'm going to try to cut it out. I'm going to minimize our lawyer guidance going forward. Item number 2, we just want to use common sense. Quite often the best solution is the easiest, simplest, and most cost-effective solution, and we'll try to follow that here as a board. We want to save you money. I'd like to promote transparency in this board's actions with the community and all committees and all of our staff. We don't need any secrets. We're going to try to let you guys know the direction that we're trying to go, and we want your feedback. And the last item is, when I got this on this board 3.5 years ago, one of my good friends, Bruce Turner, told me, "You know what your job is on the board?" And I'm like, "What?" I thought I was going to get great wisdom by Bruce Turner. And he goes, "Your job is to keep the grass cut." And I didn't get that, actually. I was a little bit insulted. And so, but after 3.5 years, I get it. It's public works. It's keeping track of the surrounding possible overexpansion of developments that might flood our community. It's keeping track of the sky above us. They're changing the airspace and Class C, and we need to keep track of these things. And like, these are the most important and basic things that affect us all. And I'd like to follow just those basic rules as we go forward. So finishing up on my report, I got numerous emails. I requested emails. There was an email blast that went out to us to ask for your hot topics, let's call them, or the things that you wanted to talk about here possibly at this meeting. And I got numerous questions and emails, and I've answered either in a phone call or I've answered in an email to every single one of them over the weekend, and going through to literally somebody had one minutes before the meeting, and I talked to her also. So Susie, this is Susie's spreadsheet, my wife. She collated all of this, and she's got the names. I won't use the names, but if you do send emails to me, I might use your name. I think it's good that we have open discourse and we know what people are saying. And like I said, I'd rather not have secrets. I'd rather have everything out in the open. So Susie made this hot topics and on her spreadsheet, and I might add that normally this is a list it's a to-do list for Paul Holmes, but we've changed that, and I'm just going to go over a few of the items here. It's small, so I got to put on glasses, but a big one, of course, is the flooding that could possibly impact us from outside development. Sue is going to be the lead on that, and she can talk about it in a little while at this meeting. But Dan Shefflin, it's my understanding, Dan, that you're going to do a 4 p.m. August 28th, that's Thursday, meeting here at this room to educate everybody.
It's with Mike Konakowski, who's running for the county council for one of the other seats, but he's been vocally against overdevelopment and vocally against the creek crossing. So I thought it'd be good to have him come.
That's great. So you're organizing that 1 week from now at 4 p.m. Are you going to have free booze like I am? Ooh, pressure. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Let's. I'm just going to go through these as they come up here. There's multiple requests for more knowledge, and people want to talk about the police that are in here, and we're going to be discussing that later. I'm going to hand that off to Michelle. I think you'll notice going forward that anytime there's a hot topic that's a 50-50 item that people feel really strongly about, I'm going to hand it off to her. And so that's what's going to happen a little bit later. And she's got some good data. We've talked to Volusia County, and she'll be presenting that in a little while here. I discussed already a little bit. There's a lot of lawyer comments. And in the first day that I found myself in this position, I sent out an email to everybody that's on the board and anybody from the committees that were having conversations. What had happened was we ended up with email chains that got long and lengthy, and it's good. We need to discuss topics, and we need to bounce things off, and that's allowed in that forum. But a lot of times, legal, that is Daniel Archer, had got included. And sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. But what happens is if you go ahead and press on that, each time you press on it, we get charged. And so it was running up probably, I would say, bills that we didn't need to run up. Oh, Daniel Webster. Whoops, sorry, my apology. Our lawyer's name is Daniel Webster. Thank you, honey. My coach in life right in front of me. So anyway, we're going to try to eliminate that. And we're going to, as I said before, eliminate a lot of the immediate knee-jerk lawyer reactions in the community. I think lawyers are good, but I think they should bite the hands from the outside reaching in, not from the inside with each other. We got a few questions on extending the times for the South Gate. And I talked to Chuck, and it's an odd time, 10:45, that we do during the week now, and then 1 o'clock on the weekends. And I asked Chuck, I said, would it be a big cost item? Do you have the manning? What's going on with this? He says, do it. He said, it won't be a big cost item. I do have the manning. I'm not allowed to do it today, but we are going to put it on the agenda for next month. We have a little bit of research to do because it's in a lot of places, but I'd like to make it so that the South Gate will be open to 1 o'clock every day of the week. 1 o'clock in the morning. All right. Of course, we promised as a board 2 months ago to have a committee for rules, and we've decided to call it the Rules. I'm sorry, what is it? Rules Advisory. The Rules Advisory Committee. And that is on the agenda, so we'll be addressing that a little bit later on. Somebody mentioned avoiding big changes like rule changes, or, you know, by the way, there's no rule changes. We're not going to have rule changes for a long time. We're going to talk about it. We'll discuss it later on, but don't worry about the rules. They're not coming, and it's just not going to happen. But avoid any big changes in the summer. And boy, I couldn't agree more. I wish we weren't here. We normally take off 2 months of the summer, and this is the first year we haven't done that on my 3 years on the board, and I would prefer we do that. So we're going to try to like load up in the spring or something, or early winter when everybody is here, and we could have even a bigger crowd here. But that's the way I'd prefer to do it. So yes, I don't want to exclude people that don't live here year-round. We'll try to make it all inclusive. Let's see what else I got here. sidewalks were an issue. A lot of people would like sidewalks. That's a complex issue with Public Works, and we'll look at it. Maybe there are places around the community that we can put in sidewalks. I don't know. I'm just starting to attack that one this weekend, and I personally like the idea, but we need to have a lot of public input before we make any kind of a decision on sidewalks. And that's it, I think. Say it again?
I think those are the main topics.
Yeah, those are all the main topics. So hopefully I've addressed them, and maybe we don't need so many 3-minute, conversations at the end of the meeting. I think I'm done, and it's up to the Vice President now?
Nope, we still need to reorganize
Oh.
the board. We didn't.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that yet. Okay. So now we have all the board here. I'll make a motion to reorganize the board, the executive. I should explain, by the way, these two guys are not allowed to be executive board members. They're not allowed to be president, vice president, secretary, or treasurer. And that's in our rules. She'll explain that to you a little bit later. So only Sue, myself, and Paul are eligible to be on executive positions. And that's all the information you guys need. So I'd like to make a motion to reorganize the executive structure of the board.
Can we do each position individually?
Can we just?
With just list everybody's name and title.
Okay, so I'll just list, I'll be president, she'll be vice president, she'll also be treasurer, and then Paul. Yeah, let me turn it off again. Is it yours? Test, okay, it's yours. And then Paul will be secretary. And Betsy? Wave. Thank you, Betsy. Betsy's done years and years of service on this. She ducked out of it for a little while, and now she's back. So Paul will be getting a lot of help from Betsy and Michelle on that. Do you hear that, Paul?
I certainly have, and I welcome it.
He welcomes it, he says. Of course he does. That's fantastic. So that's the order. And we need a second. Paul, would you like to second a motion to change the executive committee?
I would like to second that.
There you go. Second it. How do you say that? Let's see. One second.
Any other discussion from the board?
Oh, any other discussion?
All in favor?
And all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Any opposed? Thank you.
No opposed. That's great. We also haven't done the minutes from last
That's
month.
next, yeah.
That's me. Okay, so also I'd like to approve the minutes from last board. And how do I say that exactly? I haven't done this yet.
Any changes to the minutes from the board?
No.
If not, then you can just make a motion to approve as is.
I make a motion to approve last month's minutes as is.
Paul D., you are
I
seconding?
second it.
Thank you. Any discussion from the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, thank you.
Okay. And with that, unless there's anything else?
And next was you, which you pretty much are done with your report.
Yeah, I'm done.
And then, so next is Sue.
Okay, Sue's up.
Sue's up. All right, Sue's up. I am going to give a quick report on the creek crossing development to our west. Hopefully you can all hear me, and I can't read my notes and hold the microphone. So this is obviously an aerial map of the area of the Spruce Creek fly-in. This is Quiet Place in the Country. This is Spruce Creek Farms. The original proposal was this one, where you can clearly see the Spruce Creek here all along our western border and wetland areas. There was an interim proposal. The county made the developer go back to the drawing board around this time, so they added 40 acres. The current proposal is for 130 homes over 127 acres. So The orange here, these are home sites. Those are about 1/4 of an acre. And you can see they're jammed all up against our western edge and then in this additional 40 acres. This proposal was submitted on July 10th to the county. The county had their technical review on August 6th. That process is where all the departments go through the development of submission, and I hate to say, they're there to help the developer through the process. So all of the letters that anybody has sent, emails, photos, has been a huge help. The technical review meeting, during that time, they did mention that they had gotten over 350 letters from all of our neighborhoods. The Fly-In, Quiet Place, Spruce Creek Farms, and also this down here is, it's known as Charles Street. Their neighborhood has a group too. So all of us are communicating with each other. This purple area, that's the land that the city of Port Orange recently annexed. And they annexed that so that a different developer, Paytas is this developer, this one is Luxor, they want to build 119 homes on this 56 acres. So this is a completely separate process from this, but it impacts us on two sides. So following the technical review, and as I mentioned, they did see our letters. They keep the letters coming. I am putting together a list of people to write to, which includes all the county people, the county council, the governor, the first lady, also the tribal preservation offices, the city of Port Orange, and I will put that out in the next couple of days so that anybody that wants to email them, the whole group, bring more awareness to this, because obviously anyone that lives near this area knows this is a big sponge and it gets flooded during every storm. This area is very important to the ecology of the surrounding area. It is also a big sponge. The creek, the actual creek, we know from living in here that this floods. I mean, this is overrun with water. Quiet Place floods, comes right up to the back doors of these homes. The Lear Bridge floods. I mean, everybody who's seen it knows how big that is. The developer's plan has changed from having blue on it for water, which was the first plan, to having no blue. Having no green, having no blue. So they have hidden, basically, the fact that there's water in here. All of this orange water on top of the orange lots makes it almost impossible to see where the water flows. This little tributary connects to our outflow number 7, so our whole swale system starts through all these lakes and ponds, goes to the swale here, and flows out right there into the Spruce Creek. So these homes that they plan to build in this area are in the waterway for the stormwater drainage for all of us, all of this area. The school is right here. All of this water from stormwater flows this way into the creek, and from the other side flows toward the east into the creek. The volume of water is incredible. At the moment, there's no meetings planned right this minute, but there will be a meeting at the, it's called the PLDRC. It's the Planning and Land Development Regulation Commission. They're actually county staffers, county people that collect all of this. There will be, at some point in the future, a meeting about this development. They do publish their agenda. They meet the third Thursday of every month, and it's a public meeting, and you're allowed to go there and speak if the topic is on the agenda. In addition to that, the county council, which would be after the PLDRC approves some version of this. The county council, who meets the first Tuesday and third Tuesday of every month, they will also be presented all of the information from the county staff, from all the departments, and those council meetings are hugely important. It's not been scheduled yet, it's not on their agenda. One unique thing about the county council agenda is you can go and speak on any topic at any of their meetings. It does not have to be on the agenda. So some of us from each community, we have begun going to each of the county council meetings to bring awareness to how important that this section of land is. I mean, obviously the flooding is huge, but it's flooding from the whole area because the water collects and goes into the creek. We're told that many of the county departments are against this, but you know how politics works, so we need to keep the pressure on by sending the emails to all the people I mentioned and make sure that they see us at the meetings and understand that our voices and our votes count. That's all I have. Yes. Thank you. Do we want to do?
Let me just,
John's
No.
Water Management Authority doing anything yet?
They-
I've not heard them mentioned.
They come into the process after the county. After the county, they come into the process. We have already made contact with them. You're welcome.
one thing I'm going to add to that is if everybody would please remember one thing. You've never heard this before, but what she was talking about behind Woodside, it's called outfall number 7. I had never heard about it until this month. It is the most important outfall of the community. The water comes out there. I was there. Remember when it rained approximately 6 inches 3 weeks ago, I think it was? I was there. I was out in the middle of it with Walt, and thank you, Walt. And we were, it's our job to figure out where the water goes and how it looks. And we have videos of it. It's a river that runs through that area, and the current plans is to block it off. And it will be a big, bad deal for this community. So outfall number 7, when you actually write things to the county or whoever you're going to St. John's, please include how important outfall number 7 is. Thank you. We're going to take one question, but we're not going to do this out of order too much. So this is it, please.
On Seclusion Drive, Patty Peterson, and we've had major flooding in there, and the infrastructure company came in between 17th hole, the 16th and 17th hole, but we still, on our cul-de-sac, on both cul-de-sacs where another friend lives at, they need the infrastructure going down there as well because we flood every time. And my house is up on a hill, believe it or not, and I flood every time.
You're on seclusion, you said.
1895.
Yes. And so there's 2 lakes on seclusion. I'm not sure the numbers, but we're
not
going to be
behind me.
addressing this in Public Works. You know that we're putting in a much larger pipe to connect those 2.
Is Jim Stewart here?
He's on the phone with us.
Because I spoke with Jim Stewart many a times.
Yeah, and this is his terminology. There's an 18-inch pipe right there.
I understand
and
that.
I've watched it, and it's now clear, and it actually worked fairly decently during that
Fairly
last
decent.
rainstorm. But we are going to put, and this is Jim's words, not mine. He calls it a BAP, a big-ass pipe. It's coming your way.
My
and
husband's
it's gonna
a
equalize.
plumber. I understand.
Okay, you got it? Thanks.
But the infrastructure, it just needs to be done properly, and that's all. But thank you. That's all I wanted to get my point across. Awesome. September what? 34th. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Don't have a treasurer's report right yet. Sue and I will work a little bit together before next meeting. That way, since you're just taking over as treasurer tonight, that way we have an update for the next meeting. But I'll go on real quick to my report. I will try to keep it short and sweet. In the board packet for the board members, there are a few legal updates on there. We do have a couple lawsuits that are being handled by our attorneys and or and/or insurance. Is that better? Okay. So if the board members want to look at those, if you have any questions, reach out to me directly on those couple legal things. A few other items. As some of you may know, we are in the middle of an accounting software update. We've used TOPS for years and years and years. That's a pretty popular basic HOA management software. It is going away. They've done away with it altogether. The company has basically developed a new system called Enumerate. That's what we have gone to. There's going to be more information coming out soon in the next couple updates, and we'll also have some email blasts coming out. Right now, basically, we have switched over the accounting back end of it. I thought it was pretty seamless. I think Becky and Stephanie and Marilyn might say that they've had a little more bumps than I have dealt with. Yes, sir. Oh, somebody's waving a phone at you. Check your phone, I said. So, yeah, I think it's gone pretty well. It is going to be an adjustment. There are a few changes coming. There will be a homeowner portal that you'll be able to make payments on. We will have documents on. Our current website's not going away right away, but there will be some duplication between the homeowner portal and our current website. Speaking of the website, I know that that's something that we're looking at upgrading fairly soon. I'm working on getting some proposals together. I'll be working with Deb about a few different options on that. I'll be presenting those options to the boards at a future meeting. We have confirmed and booked the room here for January 13th for Meet the Candidates and February 3rd for the annual meeting. And so what Paul was talking about earlier is obviously we have a 7-member board. We've had 2 vacant seats pretty much all year, but we've been running with a 5-member board. An odd number is just good business practice either way, which is why they did 2 tonight instead of just 1. But there will be 4 vacancies for that election in February. 3 positions will be 3-year terms, and 1 will be a 1-year term. And basically, the 1-year term will be for Jim's Clark position. So the way that the bylaws are written is that you're appointed until the next election. So we'll have 3 3-year terms and 1 1-year term. If we have 4 or less nominations, we won't have to have an election. But if we have 5 or more, then we'll hold the election here on February 3rd. So there will be more information coming out in early November with the intent to be a candidate form. So we mailed out around that time frame. So, and more information will be in the update and email blasts. 2026 budget. I've started some preliminary work on the budget, and I'll be working closely, obviously, with Sue and the Budget and Finance Committee over the next 1 to 2 months. Started about 20% of it so far. A couple other things real quick are the Southgate Fountain. I had that it would be completed this week, but it was actually done today. When I came back from lunch, it was up and running, so that's good. And then we also have the motor on the visitor arm at the Southgate will be completed this week as well. They just got it in their Tampa office Monday. I believe they're going to replace it on Thursday. And then other than that, I've just been meeting with vendors and reviewing documents and contracts and things like that, so I've been busy. So it's been great. Any questions for me from the board? Okay. Next up is Jim Stewart, Public Works update. So I'm going to hold this up as much as I can without hopefully not getting too much feedback. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Why don't you raise your hands? Okay, so I'm going to try to be brief as I can. I did provide a report to the Board of Directors. It's about 2 pages, covers, I think, the big topics. So let's start off with the Lear Bridge maintenance items. The board needs to ratify a contract with MBV Engineering to provide the engineering to the construction company that we hope to hire to take care of some maintenance items on the Lear Bridge. Board has already approved that, I think, through email votes, but it needs to be ratified. So maybe take that action now.
Do you want to go through, you want to make the motions at the end, after Jim does his report? Or you want to do them once?
How about do it? Why don't we do them along the way? I think in the past it's gone quicker that way.
Okay. So the first is for the MBV contract for $7,500. Is there a motion to approve?
Well, wait, hold on.
So
Is this
moved.
the Lear Bridge one?
That's
Second.
the contract, yeah, for the MBV contract.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Motion to approve the contract for the Lear Bridge for $7,500.
I second it.
Any discussion from the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Okay, so the next item is an item that we've been working on for a year and a half. This is to widen the Public Works building driveway and also fix some of the drainage issues associated with the curb there. This will allow better access to the parking lot where a lot of RVs and trailers are parked behind it. We had this on the agenda, but then when after Milton hit, we decided we would wait on it because of the financial factors. We have a bid from Savage Construction for $26,244 to do this work. And I think with the money that we are now saving from our initial look at the Milton repairs, I think it's appropriate that we get this contract going. If there's any technical questions, Walt could answer those. I don't know if there's more technical questions. The bid is fairly detailed. That should be in front of you.
Any questions from the board or a motion to approve?
So moved on the approval. This is Paul.
Paul, motion. Bill Archer, you second? Okay. Any discussion from the board?
Is there anything you want to say?
Oh,
No.
okay.
The amount of protection you have is adequate and correct. We're just widening it, and in the front where you start. to
Walt's
drive
given
in,
a description. Oh.
Okay. The blue section is where we're going to add new asphalt. We're going to clean all that up. Where you first drive into the Public Works building, the drainage is wrong and it pools there. So we're going to change the elevations of that and pour new concrete in the front. And pretty much that's what the project is. There is one other part I'll have to show you. We have a problem right here that it just constantly pools, good foot of water. What part of the problem is this bush right here, we're going to remove it and we're going to retrench because all of this is a swale drain. So we're going to just allow that water to go in there. And that's pretty much it.
So we have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay, next item. I'm sorry.
I was just
Next
saying-
item is. Go ahead, Michelle.
You've got the floor, Jim. Go ahead.
Okay, next item, let's talk about cul-de-sac flooding. I think Ms. Peterson mentioned that already. We have scheduled for, I think it's the 3rd and 4th of September when the golf course is closed for aeration to replace the 14-inch pipe that is between Lake 13 and 47 or 37. This upgrade will provide a 600% increase to the cross-sectional area of the water moving capacity between those two lakes. So it should eliminate the backup that cart path crossing has created on the last several hurricanes and some of the larger storms that we had. So we have that in place to do that. So no action required there. Okay, the next one is stabilizing the downstream side of the North Gate exit road. Okay, initially the plan was to install about 3,000 square feet of Fabriform, but we've revised the plan to use concrete. We were worried initially that the concrete was going to be in the range of $100 a square foot because of its specialized structure. Meaning the bid would have been in the $300,000 range. However, we just recently got a bid from Savage Construction for $108,869 to do that piece of work. So I think that copy of that bid should be in front of the board.
Yes. Any questions from the board on that bid? And that is in accordance with the specs from the engineer. So do I have a motion to approve?
No questions. So moved from Paul.
David, you second? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Great.
Okay, so the hotel, taxiway, and sidewalk that goes to the country club, and that's Lake 3 that flows into, where that was all washed out. We have made a lot of changes there. I personally want to thank Paul Holmes for all of the work he's done in this area. Part of the bridge work includes changing the sidewalk and adjusting the sidewalk. So we have a bid from Savage Construction for the cement work for the sidewalk. That is going to be the approaches for the bridge. This will include, it's going to be a single lane bridge. So this will include a holding area so you can wait for the traffic to clear coming from the other direction before you initiate going onto the bridge. So that bid is $7,980 to get the concrete work done for the approaches for that bridge. Any questions on that? Paul, I thought at the end here, if you wanted to add more detail of all the work you've done in that area, you can do that when I'm done.
Yeah. Paul, do you
At the
wanna-
very end, is that what you're saying, Jim? Or you want me to do it at the end of this particular segment?
Would you guys want to finish your motion first, and then if you want to go into a little more detail on the bridge?
Yeah, that's
okay.
it. Is that okay,
So-
Jim, if I talk about it right now after we get the money?
That's fine. No, do it now.
Okay, great.
Okay, Paul, you made a motion. Is there a second? A second. Okay. Any discussion from the board? All in favor?
Aye.
So I'll just give you guys a little detail on what's going on here. This was given to us by MBV Engineering as if I follow my finger back all the way to this taxiway, they wanted to clear out these trees and put their initial proposal was to put 5 tennis court size pieces of concrete from this taxiway all the way down to here, and it was going to be fiberform, which could not be uglier. And then they came back with it, and then have a culvert and keep the height of this. I'm not going to call it a bridge because it wasn't. It was just a culvert. But they wanted to keep it the same height. And Jim, Walt, and I basically gave it a thumbs down immediately. And these guys are great because we don't necessarily have to listen to MBV or any other outside source. What they do is, engineers are good, but what they're doing is a CYA, and they're covering their own butt because they want to overbuild, but they don't have to pay for it. And so that estimate for this was $300,000, and then we asked them to scale it down, and they scaled it down to 2 tennis court size, and then 3 BAPs, which were going to be 4 feet around, 20 feet long, concrete culvert, high overpass kind of a thing for the golf carts, and that was only $200,000. And so we discussed it, and we figured out a way with Walt, Jim, and I how to make a simple swale. And if you go past it today, you'll see a swale, of course, we call them ditches up in New York, but it's a ditch, a swale, whatever. And I've rounded this out with the excavator, and we're going to buy 2 of these bridges right here that are 20 feet long, 8 feet wide, steel, professionally made bridges. They come out of Texas. They've got, oh, here you go. So we'll get 2 of these, and this is the finest wood you can buy for, they make it in Minnesota. It's 3 inches thick wood, so it'll look really good. We'll stain it, we'll make it nice. And it's pressure treated with a weird chemical called copper oxide or something like that, and it's supposed to last for 50 years. And so I upgraded to that because I wanted to outlast me. And so Susie and I are going to donate these 2 bridges, so the total cost of this project is basically 0. So Susie's going to do that. Now, I haven't actually gotten official approval for that yet.
Make a motion to accept the gift from Paul and Susie. Oh, from you.
Second.
Any discussion from the board? The rest? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Thank you, Paul.
So Betsy, I
And
want
Susie.
you to make in your notes, you notice I didn't say aye. Now, there's a reason for that. Now, in a month from now, when we get the bill for this, and Susie goes, hey, did you see how much this was? And I'm going to say, I didn't vote for that.
Are you abstaining?
Yeah, I did abstain, and I'd like it to show in the record. Jim, continue on, buddy.
Okay. The remaining couple items are status. So repairing and upgrading the spillway of the Lake One Dam near Gulf Villas. In the near term, the remnants of the old dam will be removed to allow floodwaters to flow freely through Lake One. That'll protect us during the upcoming hurricane season. We'll also clear away the hurricane debris on the backside of the dam that goes along the number 3 fairway. In the long term, after hurricane season, we will be commissioning the design of a new modern dam design and have to get all the necessary approvals on that. But one that will feature a much wider initial spillway, so we don't have the overflow and breaching problems that we've had on the old dam. Okay, expansion of the retention pond adjacent to the 2-4 run-up area. We have the drawings on that. We're currently pursuing bids on that. It's going to move several thousand yards of material. It's going to end up being deposited on the overrun area that's northeast of the cart path in that area. So we'll fill that in, smooth that off, get it nicely graded. So if you do have to set your plane down, it'll be smooth and not bumpy like it is today. So we're currently pursuing bids on that project. Okay, repair of the Country Club number 8 fairway in Lake 2. Again, many thanks to Paul and all the work he's done there. This is all done except for laying sod, which I understand was delivered today, and the Country Club will be installing that sod probably as we speak. And finally, autumn leaves and summer green flooding. Those cul-de-sacs flooded in the last 2 hurricanes. There was a plugged drain pipe from Lake 29 to the drainage swale, and that has been unblocked. So that action item is completed. And that's all the status I have. If there's any questions, Michelle, you'll have to repeat them so I can hear them.
Got it. Thank you.
And we're not done with Jim and Walt. Hold on, guys. Walt, could you come on up here? Jim, you can't see this, I know, buddy, but we got one for you, too. So in my interest of encouraging volunteerism and appreciating what we all do for neighbors around here, and certainly the staff that we have that's so great, and the committee members, I'm going to be giving out these awards to either people that have volunteered and given their time. And Jim Stewart and Walt Riddell have been doing this for 5 years. And I have to show you, I've only been to a couple public works meetings, but this is the agenda. This is 7 pages of stuff that they go over like every month. And we've spent $3 million, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is it about $3 million in the last 5 years? And it's because of the dedicated work that these guys did in cleaning all of the pipes out, in making sure the swales remain free, in doing all the things that you need to do to prepare for a hurricane. And that's why we got through these 2 hurricanes, which were historic, we all know it, without just about any flooding. Compared to other places in Daytona, we did really well, and my hat's off to you, Jim and Walt.
Are there? I think we're done with Public Works for now.
Okay, I'll keep listening.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So we've gone through those items. That we are on to new business. So you've got your mic? Great. Let's go back to the first page. Let's go to... Yeah.
Tell me where you at.
All right, so we've got the appointment of the chair for the Budget and Finance Committee and additional member for Public Works Committee. And
You speak on that.
okay, I'll go ahead. As some of you know, Alan Balls was the chairman of the Budget and Finance Committee for many years. He's resigned. He was also just a member of the Public Works Committee. He resigned for some health reasons, and so we've got an opening on both of those committees. Art Albin is who was highly recommended. He sits on the Budget and Finance Committee right now. He's done a lot of special projects. He's actually out of the country for another couple weeks, but he has accepted that nomination. And so we would ask if the board doesn't have any questions to make a motion to appoint him to both of those committees, please. David motioned. Bill seconded. Any questions from the board? All in favor? Great. Thank you. And then the Savage Construction proposal, we should have actually moved that up to Public Works, but that's the pipe. We've already given them the go-ahead. We just need to ratify the approval that was done via a poll of the board. Paul made a motion. Is there a second? Second. Any questions from the board? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And then discuss, possibly approve forming, we had Rules and Regulations Committee, but I'll let Sue talk about that a little bit. She's got a resolution to discuss.
There we go. Okay, I have the resolution to establish the Rules Advisory Committee, and I will just read through that very quickly. So Spruce Creek Property Owners Association Board of Directors resolution establishing a Rules Advisory Committee. Whereas the Board of Directors is responsible for the management of the Spruce Creek Property Owners Association Incorporated, and whereas the directors and officers of the association have a duty and responsibility to the members of the association, and whereas many members of the association have expressed concerns that there is a need for a detailed audit or review of the association's rules, resolutions, policies, and procedures, and whereas the proper review of the association's rules, resolutions, policies, and operating procedures requires appropriate knowledge and experience in such matters, and whereas the board desires to minimize the expense of paid staff and external contractors and make maximum utilization of members, volunteers who are willing to offer their relevant knowledge, expertise, and experience at no cost to the association. This is the last whereas. And whereas the board wishes to follow best current practice in ensuring good governance of the association and full transparency to all members and other stakeholders. Therefore, be it resolved that a committee shall henceforth be established that shall be known as the Rules Advisory Committee. Also be it resolved that the Rules Advisory Committee shall exist from the initial appointment of any members to the committee until the rules, resolutions, policies, and operating procedures have been through the process of identification, review, recommendation, and the periodic reports of the committee to be presented to the board. Also be it resolved that the board, upon application and review of the resume and qualifications of any member of the association willing to serve on the Rules Advisory Committee, shall certify the qualification of that member to serve on the Rules Advisory Committee. Also be it resolved that the members of the Advisory Rules Committee shall be appointed by vote of the board at a duly noticed board meeting from candidates whose qualification to serve on the committee have been previously certified by the board. Any vacancies in the committee shall be filled by the board. Any members of the committee other than the chair may be removed from the committee without cause by a vote of a majority of the committee and the consent of the board. Any member of the committee may be removed from the committee for cause by the board. Only 3 more. Also be it resolved that the committee shall report to the board and to the members at the regular board meetings. The committee shall prepare a monthly report for presentation to the board. Such report may include 1 or more minority reports. Also be it resolved that the board shall elect one of the committee members to chair the committee. All meetings of the committee shall be open to and noticed to all members of the association. Also be it resolved that nothing in this resolution is intended to reduce or eliminate any responsibility or duty of the directors, treasurer, and other officers of the association. So this resolution was to be voted on at this time. Do we have a motion?
Bill made a motion.
Bill made a motion to adopt.
Motion and a second. Any discussion from the board? If not,
Aye.
motion carries.
All right. This resolution is
The last thing on the agenda under new business is the updated investment policy. Yes, yeah.
I'd like to add one thing on the resolution. The next step will be to create a charter, and that will be addressed at one of the future board meetings. And then solicitation of the
Yeah, we're going to try to
members.
get that started as quickly as possible. So I would think we would be able to come up with those charter rules by the next meeting, September 4th. I want to get this underway. We promised it to you, and we're going to give it to you.
Last thing on the agenda under new business is the updated investment policy. This is a policy that the Budget and Finance Committee had asked a month or so ago to be put on the agenda, and Maurice said it just inadvertently left it off at his last meeting that he was here. It's been given to the board. Any questions, comments from the board? If not, I would ask for a motion to approve. David made a motion. I've got Bill seconded. Any questions from the board? All in favor? Motion carries. That is the last of the actual new business because we've already moved the last thing up to the top. I will make one other, you made a comment about the next meeting. Paul will be out of town for a couple weeks, so we wanted to look at moving the next board meeting up 1 week to September 4th. The board to move it up 1 week to September 4th, and then you also wanted to talk about moving it from 3 to 4 p.m., correct?
Oh, yes. A lot of people have also asked in my little spreadsheet here about trying to make it later so that everybody can come if you work. What I've done is I'm going to move it. I moved this to 4 o'clock. I'm going to move it to 4 o'clock permanently. It's a start toward getting people that work full-time here. I'm just following the standard at this point. We're going to follow the standard that was set by Volusia County. That's how they do it. They've had numerous discussions about this, and it turns out that that seems to be the best time for them, and I'm just going to follow their lead. It also helps with if we did do it later, we have to then pay everybody to come in for a longer time period that works at the office, or it just creates a lot of complications. And so we intend to, going forward, have a much better system for everybody can watch this at home. And who knows, maybe someday in the future, if we get tech savvy enough here, and we have a lot of people that would like to help us in that regard, we might actually get questions from home or something like that, so that you can actually contact us for your 3 minutes from home. And we're going to work on all these things. Just give me another week to work on them, please. Just one more week, please.
You put a lot on yourself. Okay, so I think, is anything else from the board? If not, then I'll go to the questions from the people that signed up. Yes, ma'am.
Did you appoint anybody to the Public Works?
Yeah, it was the same gentleman. Yeah, Art Albin for both positions. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to go to the sign-up sheet, and we had, it looks like only 4 that actually signed up to speak. I'd ask if you did sign up, if you want to come up to the microphone that we have here. The first one, and I'm sorry, is it Sharon or Shannon at 1761, is it Mitchell? Okay, come on up. If you. Okay, thank you. The next is the owner at 2008 Teakwood. Is that you? Okay, I thought that's what, okay. Another decline. Thank you. Just rolling through here. Gretchen. Gretchen's done. And Allie, come on up, Allie. You're good? Okay. Those are our four.
Wow. All right. I wasn't going to say this, but I will tell you guys. I told Susie that, buying all this liquor for you was a bribe because I was trying to keep the meeting time down, and it worked. Well, thank you very much. I think next thing is a motion to end the meeting, right? I'd like to motion. Wait, what?
Betsy. Yes. So there have been questions about Volusia County Sheriff's Office in the community. We did a little research on that this week. The agreement between Spruce Creek POA and Volusia County has actually been in place since 2020. It is a legal document that basically gives them approval to come in and treat this like it is a public roadway and give tickets at their discretion. Now, I got some stats from not Colonel, that's not the right word. Hold on, Captain. Yeah, Captain Shivers. He said that in the last 8 weeks, they've been in here 17 times and they've only given out 6 citations. 3 were for speeding, 2 were for failing at a stop sign, 1 was for a driver not wearing their seatbelt. There was also 2 written warnings. He said they don't track verbal warnings, so he knows that there were a lot of verbal warnings. So there was concern that they were maybe writing excessive violations based on these facts. That doesn't seem to be the case. But he did want to reiterate that they do a lot of verbal warnings. They're not trying to come in and just ticket every little thing that they see. But they have written 6 citations in 16 specific traffic enforcement related activities. And he said a lot of times when they come, it is because they're responding to residents reaching out, asking for them to come specifically because of speeding or seeing unsafe situations. There's a question over here. Oh, yes, sir.
On that, I know a couple of people were stopped for passing a golf cart that was doing 10 miles an hour, and the police said you passed them on a double yellow line. The entire Spruce Creek Boulevard is double yellow line.
Did that happen recently, or is that an old story?
No, that's recent again. So a new police officer stopped them and said, you can't pass on a double yellow line. And if you could just make them aware.
I will. Yeah, I thought that had been taken, that had been addressed, and that the police had said that they weren't going to stop people for that. But I'll reach out to Captain Shivers and ask him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. I'll reach out and see if they can clarify, and if there's anything that needs to be email blasted, I'll send it out to the community.
And one thing I'd just like to add to that, at no time did anyone on this board or anybody that works for us call in the police department. That's a rumor that's going around, but that's not true. It was
they said
Captain
a lot of
Shivers
residents,
said it was specifically residents calling in, which is your right, but we did not take control of that. It was done by the citizens. I meant to say members here in Spruce Creek, and so that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate what the fellow just said, my wife got a ticket. $160, $165 for passing a golf cart last week.
Wow, okay.
I understand the whole speeding thing and the stop sign thing, but it's a slippery slope. And having a double yellow line in our community, I would say paint over them and put a dotted white line so you can pass a golf cart. So it's, legally, the police officer was right. You're not supposed to pass the double yellow line.
Yeah. But in a golf cart community, I can see both sides, with it.
If you get stuck behind a golf cart and they don't pull over to the grass or something.
Okay. I'll reach out to him and see if he can give us some clarification.
And actually, I forgot to mention that here. That was another hot topic that I did miss. I apologize. And I'm open. It's a new day here, guys. I'm open to anything. If it's unfortunate, Walt, we just painted those yellow lines a year ago, right? And it's not cheap. Well, how much was that, do you know? Yeah, go ahead. Grab a mic.
Just want to let you know that we consider painting those yellow lines and blacking them out. The cost to redo all the subdivisions to start with is $80,000. It's double that to paint them black. So we decided to leave what was there. And that means that everybody can vote to change that, but I just want to know that factor. And if you drive the subdivision, which we all do, you notice you go a block into another curve. So originally the suggestion of putting the double yellow lines in was from the county because they came out and recommended putting the stop signs on the pavement, on our pavement, where the stop arrows and everything are at. So that's why we just put it back the way it was.
Okay, thanks, Walt. I think we're good. Motion to adjourn?
You want to increase the speed limit?
The 35. That's what everybody goes.
It's on the table, and I really want to go drink. Can we talk about this next month? Okay.
Motion to
Let's
adjourn.
do that, and unless anyone has anything else to say. Go ahead.
We'll be
Anyone?
here.
Anyone? All right, then I make a motion to close the meeting.
5:09.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Do you have my information?
No, but if you send it to me,
Well, I'll send it back to you. You have it.
yeah.